Here's some challenging news for Californians, adding to their recent difficulties. Republic National Distributing, the second largest alcohol wholesaler in the United States, has decided to leave the state. This departure has left around 2,500 alcohol brands in a tough spot as they work to ensure liquor store shelves remain stocked. Unfortunately, this situation is likely just the start of more complications to come. Most alcohol brands typically don't handle their own distribution. Instead, they rely on a select group of middlemen, companies that specialize in wholesaling, distribution, and transportation, allowing the brands to concentrate on their craft and marketing efforts. However, with Republic National Distributing leaving California on September 2nd, the transition won't be as simple as finding a new partner and moving forward. There will be logistical challenges to address, negotiations to conduct, and contracts to finalize. For major brands like Jack Daniel's, Tito's, or Absolut, there's usually a range of agreements with different wholesalers across various territories, tailored to their specific needs. Although transitioning from Republic National to another distributor might be inconvenient, these brands likely already have existing relationships and just need to finalize a few additional agreements. However, for smaller companies that depended solely on Republic National in California, the situation is quite different. They will need to find new distributors while competing with thousands of other brands doing the same. Let's acknowledge the reality that larger companies with established relationships are likely to move to the front of the queue. Next in line will be those who can make quick deals. This situation significantly reduces the leverage of smaller brands, particularly those in urgent need of cash. The effects of this could extend well beyond California. However, before exploring that further, it seems California is experiencing a wave of companies either laying off employees, downsizing, or completely shutting down their operations. For instance, the sugar beet industry, valued at $1.5 billion, is on the brink of total collapse following the closure of its last factory in the state. Similarly, Coca-Cola recently announced the closure of a factory along with significant layoffs. Frito-Lay has taken similar actions. Unfortunately, this trend doesn't stop there. John Paul Mitchell Systems, the company behind the Paul Mitchell and Tea Tree shampoo brands, relocated its headquarters from California to Texas earlier this month. Similarly, Blue Diamond, also based in California, is reducing its workforce by hundreds as it closes a long-standing factory. In total, hundreds of companies have departed from California over the past 7 years. That's quite significant. Many who are leaving the state or downsizing have shared similar reasons. They often mention it's a challenging market, they can't afford to compete, or they need to move operations to a more efficient location. Although most don't comment directly on California, it does make you wonder if there's something specific about the state that is discouraging businesses. This trend has been significant for a while now. However, the situation with Republic National stands out remarkably. And here's why. The alcohol industry in the United States generates approximately $260 billion in annual sales. California alone contributes to about 13% of the nation's alcohol consumption. As the leading state for total alcohol consumption, this is understandable given its large population and economic status. Therefore, the trends and behaviors in California significantly influence the rest of the country. These decisions don't simply occur overnight. They are often driven by underlying issues and challenges. Here are a few examples. In recent years, alcohol consumption in California has been on the decline, naturally impacting distributors' willingness to maintain a presence in the market. Additionally, the state's renowned wine industry has faced an oversupply crisis this past year, following years of undersupply. This has led to a collapse in prices, forcing many vintners to discard significant quantities of unsellable wine grapes. Furthermore, the state is experiencing major economic disruptions due to ice raids. Let's take a step back and look at some national issues that are significantly affecting many distributors and wholesalers. Tariffs pose a direct challenge to international distributors by disrupting the supply chains they rely on for importing and exporting products. Meanwhile, cost inflation continues to pressure profit margins as businesses strive to maintain stable pricing to keep consumers satisfied despite rising input costs. Additionally, concerns about a recession are growing. With consumer confidence declining and layoffs persisting, people are becoming more cautious. This caution leads to reduced spending, even on items like alcohol. In California, overall alcohol consumption has decreased by 5% over the past 6 years. Beyond this decline, there's a noticeable shift in preferences. Generation Z, for instance, consumes alcohol about 20% less than previous generations. Their preferences lean more toward hard seltzers and other ready-to-drink options, particularly those that are low in calories. They also favor craft liquors, which often involve small batch production and sustainable sourcing. This trend presents a significant challenge for mass market brands as Generation Z's purchasing power continues to grow. It's crucial to recognize an important factor that often gets overlooked in these discussions. When a company as large as Republic National Distributing decides to pull out of a significant market like California, it leaves many employees in a difficult position. These are individuals who are simply caught in the wrong place at the wrong time. It's truly unfortunate for them as they deal with all the ensuing disruptions. In this instance, we see yet another company making the difficult decision to leave California, choosing instead to concentrate on expanding in Kentucky and Texas. To those employees impacted by this change, remember that you deserved better, and I hope the next chapter brings more positive opportunities your way. For those watching, if you have any helpful ideas, tips, or just a few words of encouragement, feel free to share them. A little more kindness can certainly make a difference today. If you're interested in any or all of those topics, be sure to explore them further. If you enjoyed this, subscribe to The Coconut Mama on YouTube at youtube.com/@thecoconutmama for more.